All right, the recording has started, so we will get right into class today. Just a quick reminder on some key safety things is make sure you have a clear space to exercise in, nothing to step on or trip over. It's important to have a sturdy chair, nothing with wheels, and it's quite helpful to have either sturdy footwear or bare feet. Have a weight nearby ready to use, whether it's a official dumbbell or you're using a soup can or water bottle, whatever you've got at your disposal is great. And then if you've got some sort of a stretchy band as well, that will be helpful for today. All right. And always nice to have a water bottle close by. All right. So let's get right into it. Oh, and remember, this is a recorded class. So if you have any noise on your end, just double check that you are muted. You'd be quite surprised by what we can hear. And feel free to unmute to ask any questions at all. Okay, so let's get into our breathing pattern, just to remember what that's like. So I like to start with a hand on my belly, because as I breathe in, we're going to fill the belly up. And then it's breathing out through pursed lips. Breathe in, fill up the belly. Breathe out through pursed lips. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And let's start adding in some upper body movement as we do that. So we're just going to start with a casual couple of figure eights. And again, we're not doing much movement, so we do want to do our best to stick to that breathing pattern as we go. So steadily breathing in and really being conscientious of breathing out through that pursed lip mouth position. So think about blowing out through a straw, or sometimes it's helpful to think about a line of candles in front of you and you're trying to blow out the whole line of candles in one single exhale. So it's a steady. There we go. You can also start lifting and lowering your heels. Excellent. So we're lifting and lowering the heels, and we're going to change up our arm movement in 3, 2, 1. All right. So now we've got one arm reaching straight out in front of us and one arm reaching out to the side. So creating an L with our arms, bring them back in, and then swap. And at the same time, if you can, we are lifting and lowering our heels. So keep up that steady breathing pattern. Good work. Brilliant. So we're maintaining that breathing pattern. Get those arms moving. Lifting and lowering your heels. Now it's going to get fun. All right. So now what's going to happen is just one hand is going forwards inside, and the other arm is just going forwards each time. Oh, there we go. You might need to pause your feet until you get into the rhythm. Again, one hand is just going forwards and back. The other hand is going forwards and then out to the side. That's a tricky one. There we go. Do the best that you can. Forwards, side, forwards, side, but just the one arm. The other just keeps going forwards and back. And and we are going to switch arms. So now the other arm just goes forwards and back. That other arm goes forwards, side, forwards, side. There we go, team. So we've got a good challenge going here for you. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Three, two, and one. Okay, shake out those arms. So now what's going to happen is we're just going to pump our arms forward and back. We are going to get our legs moving as well. So if moving arms and legs is a bit too much intensity for you, maybe you're having a bad breathing day, maybe you're just feeling unwell, maybe you're just starting out to the class, any reason at all, feel free just to keep your arms still and focus on just the legs, okay? But otherwise, you can swing the arms back and forth. Now, our legs, we're just going to start with stepping forwards and back, 1 foot at a time. And we're going to do that just a couple times to get into the rhythm. And then we're going to quite quickly make it more and more challenging. So the arms are pumping, 1 foot is stepping forward at a time. There we go. Okay, so now this is where we're going to increase the challenge here. So our foot is going to go forwards, and then other foot goes side. So forwards, side, forwards, side, forwards, side. Forwards, side, forwards, side. And we're going to change which leg is doing which movement in 3, 2, and 1. So now the other leg goes forward, other leg goes out to the side. Forward, side, forward, side. Good. So maintain that breathing pattern. Great work, everybody. So keep breathing out through pursed lips. Keep pumping those arms. Good. So we're going to change our foot patterning in 3, 2, 1. So now here's what's going to happen. Think about your feet. 1 foot is stepping forward and back. So this is just what we did with the arms. 1 foot goes forward and back. The other foot goes forward, side, forward, side. So you can think forward, back, side, forward, forward, back, side, forward. Have we got it? Guys are going, I don't know, but we're going to do our best. So again, 1 foot is just going forwards and the other foot goes out to the side.
Are we alternating which side?
Nope. So you just have to think, right leg only goes forward, left leg goes forward, and then side.
Okay.
Yeah, forward, side. There we go. Nice. Brilliant. Oh, I messed up because I was focused on the arms, and the arms can just pump forwards and back.
Can't even get my feet going right. How am I going to get my arms in there?
That's where, again, you can focus on just the legs moving. So you can keep your arms still. There we go. And we're going to change up our feet in 3, 2, 1. All right, so now the left leg is just going forwards and back, and the right leg goes forward and then side. Side, forwards. And again, you can just keep your arms still until we get a handle on the movement. Or you can get your arms pumping forwards and back. Good work. Forwards and side. Forwards and side. Brilliant. The last couple of seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Shake out arms and legs. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to change up the movement again. So now we've got our hands, and our hands are just pushing forwards and back. Right? Just forwards, back, forwards, back. Good. Now, what our legs are going to do is just march. So it's starting off easy. We're just kind of lifting one knee at a time, pushing our arms out in front of us and then pulling them back. Good. Now can we alternate arms? So push forward one arm at a time. Can we maintain our breathing? So keep breathing out through pursed lips. Good. Okay, now can we push forward each arm twice before we switch? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Okay, couple more times. 3, 2, and 1. So this might be a good time where you might need a little bit of a breather because we've been going non-stop for a fantastic amount of time. And by that, I mean, it's been about 12 minutes of activity non-stop. So if you're thinking, "Ooh, that was so tough." Oh yeah, it was. Good work. You made it through. It was. And I really think you should take a moment to congratulate yourself because that was a little bit sneaky. That's right.
Wahoo!
Woo.
That's the right attitude. There we go. 'Cause that's
Jill,
hard.
do you stay awake nights thinking of these exercises or what?
No, I make sure I get enough sleep. If I didn't get enough sleep, this would either
Oh.
be way harder or way too easy because I would just be napping.
We'd be in trouble.
Yeah, probably. So if you still need to just keep in your recovery position and catch your breath, that's wonderful. You do that. If you are feeling recovered and ready to go again, then I've got one more kind of this cardio-based challenge for you. And then we're going to move on to some balance and strength exercises for today. Okay, so the last cardio challenge is we just worked on one arm pushing forward twice before switching, right? So now we're going to do the same thing with our knees marching. So if we're marching just normal, kind of goes 1, 2, step, 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 step. And now what we're going to do is 1, 2, switch, 2, 1, 2, switch, 2. And you can start with the arms doing whatever you would like, just until we get the pattern going. There we go, team. 1, 2, switch, 2. 1, 2, switch, 2. There we go. Brilliant. 1, 2, switch, 2. 1, 2, switch, 2. Good. Maintain your breathing pattern. That's it. And we're going for 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, so again, if you're feeling a bit short of breath or breathless, feel free to get right into that recovery position. That is going to help you catch your breath sooner, as long as you keep your chest up rather than rounded. Okay. And we are going to shift gears into some balance work. Okay. Now, as a reminder, if you are not comfortable standing, that is okay. Safety first. Stay seated. And you can always add something like a pillow to sit on, just to add a little bit of that instability. Okay. So you're welcome to do that. And if you're staying seated, I would challenge you to have one leg raised. Okay. Now, if you feel comfortable standing, you may stand up, but please make sure you have balance support within grabbing distance. Okay. So it's got to be right there. And what I'm going to ask from you is I'm just going to ask that you put your feet staggered, so one foot is slightly ahead and one foot is slightly back. Okay, so they're on that bit of a diagonal. All right. Now, all we're going to do is whatever foot is forward. So right now my left leg is forward, so I'm going to shift my weight to put more of my weight on that foot there. And I'm going to think about tightening this whole leg. Tighten the glute, the hip, the leg. Okay. My other foot, I'm just going to slowly touch forward to touch in front and then move it back to touch behind. So I'm going to just see if I can just touch my toe. If you need to really just touch the full foot down, then do what is best for you. Turn sideways so you get a different view as well. Again, one leg is moving forward and back, and the other leg is staying still, really sturdy and balanced. Okay, so I'll turn forwards again. Forward and back. And again, if you're seated, have one leg lifted. And you can still touch forward and back while seated. And I'll show that in a moment here. So if you're standing balanced, continue to do that. And if you're seated, then the leg that is up, you can kind of touch forward and back. So there's this little bit of movement. And if you're seated, really make sure you're at the edge of your seat. You're not resting on the backrest. And your goal is to stay as tall as possible. Think about balancing a water glass on your head. And this goes for everybody when working on balance. Can we have that water glass on our head and not drop it? Okay, and you can go ahead and switch feet. So if you're seated, just touch the toes and move it without moving anything else. That's where the tightening of the core comes in, tightening of the glutes. If you're standing, it's the same thing. I've got that water glass on my head. One foot is tapping forwards and backwards. The other leg is staying strong and sturdy. There we go. Well done. So forward and back. Stay still on one leg. Three, two, one. Brilliant. Okay. So we're gonna switch legs again, and this time, so think about a line. You're standing on a line with that stance leg, that's the non-moving leg, and your other foot is gonna cross over just a little bit. Now, the further this leg crosses over, the harder it's going to be to balance. So please, let's be smart about it and find that challenging but doable line. Woo. So maybe you just come closer in and then tap out. So tap closer in and then tap out. Closer in and then tap out. Okay. Excellent. Tap in, tap out. Good. Just a couple more times. Again, think about that water glass on your head, whether you're seated or standing. And if you really focus on don't drop the water glass, don't drop the water glass, it's going to help you tighten up everything, get everything working as a team. Three, two, one, switch legs. Tap out and then back across. Good work, everybody. Tap in and out across. Tap in, out across. There we go. In, out across. In, out across. Good. Maintain that breathing pattern. Three, two, one. Okay, shake out those hips. How does that feel, everybody?
Really tight on the outside of the bottom of the leg.
Yep. Well, that's the area that's preventing you from falling over to the side, right? You can go ahead and sit back down. Go ahead and grab a sip of water. Does anyone have any questions on that balance stuff?
This is ballet I haven't done for 55 years.
Wow, there you go.
That's what it seems like to me.
So it felt tough.
Well, it feels like it's like an old memory.
There you go. That's good. Your central nervous system was working really hard. So well done. All right, team. If you would like to use your weight, for your sit to stand, you can. That will make it harder. And today what we're going to do is you're going to stand up however you feel comfortable. And actually, if you struggle a bit with getting your bum out of the seat and you feel confident about your balance, you can use the weight kind of just out in front of you to help first get you up out of the chair. Okay, so that counter movement really helps. Otherwise, if you want to make it just more challenging, keep the weight close to your chest. But we're going to stand up. And then from this standing position, I'm just going to ask that you push the weight up overhead and then back down. And if the overhead movement does not feel right for your body today, you have two options. You can either go, and I'll turn sideways. You can either go just part way up, right? Or you can extend out slightly back in. Keep in mind, sore shoulders, the further out that weight goes, will put more strain on the shoulder. So it just kind of depends what you're modifying for. And feel free to ask questions on that, right? I'm here to help you as best I can. And then we're sitting back down, 2, 3. Good. Up. Up and up. Lower it down. And then down, 2, 3. Good. And up. And up. Down. And sit. 2, 3. Up. And up. Lower the weight down. And sit. 2, 3. And up. And up. Lower down. Sit. 2, 3. And up. And up. Lower down. Sit. 2, 3. And up. And push up. Lower down. And sit. 2, 3. And up. Up. Lower down. And sit. 2, 3. Good. And up. And up. Remember, you can use your breath here to help you stand up and push that weight up on the exhale. What number are we on?
12.
12. Are you sure you're going at the same pace as I am? Okay, we can do 2 more. Up. Pardon me. That must be awful through the microphone. Down and last one. Push through your feet all the way up and then lift. Down and sit. 2, 3. Rest. Woo! There we go.
Ooh.
That's awesome, everybody. Very, very well done. So you can put the weight to the side. Any questions about that exercise? No? Good. It's just hard work today then.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, team. Grab your stretchy band. And if you don't have a stretchy band, this is one you can easily substitute for a weight instead. But we're just going to start with the band underneath the feet. Good. And from here, we're going to, if you'd like to wrap the band around the palm of your hand, or yeah, that can help you not have to grip it as tightly. And then from here, team, we are going to do a bicep curl. And a bicep curl is just bending the elbow and pulling the hand up towards the chest. Okay, which is great. But we're going to add something to it. And that adding is pushing down through your legs. So I want you to push a hole into the floor and then lift. Lower. And then rest. Good. Ready? Push. Lift. And then down. Rest. And push through your feet. Pull the band up. Lower down. And rest. Push through your feet. Pull up. Down. And rest. Push through your feet. Pull the band up. Down. And rest. Push through your feet. Pull. Down. 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 Rest. Good. Push through the feet. Make sure those leg muscles are activated before you start the pull. All right. Good. Now we've got just 3 more. So push and lift. 3. Down. And then push, lift. This is 2. Down. And once more. Push, lift. Down. Relax. Rest. Good. Okay, how does that feel, everybody?
Good.
Good. Perfect. Love it. All right, take the band, put it to the side, and now we've got our weight again. Good. So with our weight, you have kind of 2 options, a seated and standing. If you are seated, I would like you to put a leg back, just like how we stretch. So maybe I'll turn to the side here. You've got that one leg forwards, flat foot, then you got a leg behind you, and as best you can, we've got our heel lifted, pushing off the toes. Okay? There's this stance seated, or that same stance standing. The lower you are, the harder this is going to be. Okay? And we've done a movement similar to this with the weight. Just our legs are positioned differently. So now we've got the weight and we're going to move side to side. And the goal is don't allow from waist down, there's no movement. So the weight and shoulders can move, but waist down, no movement through the hips, no movement through the knee, no movement through the ankles. We're just moving side to side. Good. So side to side, you are in control of this movement. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Now we are going to switch which foot is forward and which foot is behind, whether seated or standing. Okay. And then we're moving the weight side to side. Waist down, doesn't move. There we go, everybody. Awesome job. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Up we get. Or reset that position, and then you can sit down in your chair. Again, great time for a sip of water. We've got one more exercise before we repeat all of that. If you've got any questions about the exercises, make sure you let me know.
Where are we supposed to feel that last exercise?
I want you feeling tight in your core, but you have to actively make sure you're not excessively moving through the lower body in order to feel that. And you're also going to feel it a bit in your legs.
Good time.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, last exercise before we repeat, we're going to take our stretchy band. We're going to hoist it over a shoulder because we love this exercise. This is working our triceps. Got the arm across our body. We got this hand pulling straight down and then coming back up. Ready. Pull down and back up. Pull down, back up. There we go. Pull down, back up. Pull down, back up. Remember, it's helpful to breathe out as you pull down. And you are in charge of how tight this resistance is. If you feel like it's too easy, double up the band. If you feel like it's too hard, start with more space between your hands. Three, two, one. Switch. All right. Ready and pull. Good. Remember to exhale as you pull. We're continuing to exhale through pursed lips to maintain our breathing pattern. There we go. Great job, team. Three, two, and one. Good. Take the band away. Okay, so we've got our weight again. We did 15 sit to stands the first round through. Let's see if we can get to that same number. So if you're using a weight to make it more intense, great. We are standing up and pushing the weight up overhead. Bring the weight back down and sitting down. 2, 3, and standing up. Push. Down. And sit. 2, 3, and up. Up. Down and sit. 2, 3, and up. Up. Lower it down and down. 2, 3, and up, up. Lower down. Sit. 2, 3, and up, up. Down and sit. 2, 3, and stand. Up. And ready to down. 2, 3. Good work without flopping. Push through your feet. Do what you can. Whether you're seated or standing, we're pushing hard through the feet. Down 2, 3. I think we're getting Ted to count. Up. You counting, Ted?
Oh, no.
Oh no. Up and up. I think this is 8. And if you feel like I'm quite wrong, feel free to correct me.
I'll believe you.
All right. And up, up with controls. Really tighten through the core as we push that weight up. Down to 3 and push up. Good. So finishing this is 11. 4 more. Up. Up if you can. And down to 3. 3 more. Up. And up. Down to 3. 2 more if you can. So again, challenging but doable, right? Up and up. Woo! And down 2, 3, and last one. Up and up. Down 2, 3, and down.
Oh.
Excellent. So again, you can put the weight to the side. There we go. All right, team. So again, we've got our stretchy band. Again, if you need that recovery position, forearms or hands over top of your knees, bent forwards. Okay, this can help you catch your breath as needed. Okay. But our next exercise has the stretchy band underneath our feet. And then remember, we are just pushing through our feet to curl the band up and then down with control. Ready? Push down through your feet, curl, and down with control. Push through your feet, up, down with control. Push through your feet, up, down with control, and push. Good. Push through your feet. Lift. Down, 2, 3. Push down to your feet. Lift. Down, 2, 3. Push down to your feet. Lift. Down, 2, 3. And push down through your feet. Down, 2, 3. Push down through your feet. Up. Down, 2, 3. Push down through your feet. Up. Down, 2, 3. And we're going to do 2 more. Push down through your feet. Up. Down, 2, 3. And final one. Push down through your feet. Up. Down, 2, 3. Relax. Put your band to the side. Bring your weight over. All right. So again, either seated with your feet staggered, kind of similar to that stretch position we do, or you're standing 1 foot ahead, the other foot slightly back. And again, lower body stays completely still. So tighten up your core, tighten up your glutes. We're going to move the weight across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch feet. And across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, rest. rest because I want to make sure we have enough time for stretching today. And our last exercise is just with the stretchy band. We are
Can I
putting
just
it over.
ask, that last exercise, if you're standing up, where's the weight? Where's your weight? Is it central or front or back?
Got it, center.
Center, thank you.
Yeah, if you keep it closer to you, so it kind of depends on your lower back and shoulders. The further out the weight is, the more your lower back and shoulders have to work, which is not a bad thing if they're capable of it. But if having it way too far out, you start feeling it in your lower back, you pull the weight in. Okay, so that's an excellent question. Thank you for that. Well done. And we're just going to put the band over the shoulder. We're going to do 10 tricep presses. So arm across, hands ready to pull down. We pull and then up, 2, 3, 2, up, 2, 3, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 5, up, 2, 3, 6, up, 2, 3, 7, up, 2, 3, 8, up, 2, 3, 9, up, 2, 3, 10, up, 2, 3. All right, switch sides. Okay, and ready and pull up, 2, 3, 2, up, 2, 3, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, up, 2, 3, 5, up, 2, 3, 6, up, 2, 3, 7, up, 2, 3, 8, up, 2, 3, 9, up, 2, 3, 10, up, 2, 3, and relax. Excellent work, everybody. Really make sure you give yourself a pat on the back. That was very, very well done. Yeah, that's right. Woohoo! You did it. And now it is stretch time, which is the perfect time to ask any questions. Just even to connect with each other, make comments. Okay, so I really do encourage that. Let's pull up the elbow and gently press it back.
I'm glad you clarified that weight distance away from you in that other exercise, because I was feeling it in my back and now I know why, because it was holding the weight too far away.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry I didn't get to that sooner. It's important to know that your joints all work like a lever system. So the further away a weight is, the harder the joint has to work.
Mhm.
Yeah. And switch arms. What other questions did we have, team?
First time, Jill, that I've ever hit 97 on my oximeter. 93 used to be the highest, and I've been getting up 5, 6, and today I hit 97.
Yes, that's awesome. Oh, well done. That's very exciting. Good work. Because you've been quite consistent with your exercise.
I work
Relax. Stretch your leg out, reach towards your toes. You work out in the evenings too? Is that what you said?
No, and I use the treadmill in between days and stuff like
Oh,
that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, good work. That's excellent. Should feel very proud of yourself.
Just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
Staying alive is one thing, but having movement is another.
That's correct, yeah.
That's right. You guys are doing better than the bare minimum.
The weight exercises when we're standing there, I was thinking that'll help my golf swing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Switch legs. It absolutely will. How'd the rest of us do today?
My hips are sore.
Excellent.
My back is sore.
Your back is sore. Your lower back or your upper back?
Lower,
Has it been sore for some time?
unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You showed us how to deal with it a long time ago, but I can't remember how to do it.
Oh, yeah, the one exercise, Terry, that just helped loosen it off a little bit, and something that everyone can kind of look at. Well, if you're just going to stay seated, you can kind of just kind of rock forward and back, making sure you don't round through the lower back, right? Keep your chest up. But the one, Terry, that you've seen before is you get your hands down on the chair or a table and you gently just press your hips back and then come forward. And that just gets the hips moving and can kind of take off some pressure off the lower back. Big thing to realize for you especially is when that middle back gets really tight, it often puts more strain through the lower back.
Okay, so I did remember, I tried that. Okay, sorry, I like you.
That's okay. Again, I suspect you guys can pull your leg up, by the way. Again, for you especially, like your rib cage and middle back get super tight.
Yes.
Yeah. And I suspect that actually has more to do with your lower back pain. So things like,
I thought it was just my wife chasing me with the frying pan. I didn't.
yeah, every time she makes contact with you, it gets a little bit worse. If you recall, for those of you that you feel tightness in your breathing or tightness in your upper back, I'd like to remind you of the exercises where it works best the more laying back you are. So if you've got a recliner chair, that's actually brilliant. So you're laying back, and I'll put my foot down. You guys can switch legs, by the way. But those shoulder exercises, right, where you get your thumb up. Think about touching your thumb back behind you. We do these in warm-up sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? And let the chest come up. Then we've got our across the body usually doesn't feel good for you. But you can kind of limit it just to get it moving a little bit. So think about trying to peel your shoulder off of the seat behind you. So I'm adding this slight bit of rotation. And then that third one is, right, how big is the fish? Or show off the platter of food. You keep the elbows tucked in, but you let the chest come forward as you do that. That can be helpful for when you guys feel like your breathing is constricted or the upper back's really tight. Go ahead and press, get a leg back behind you. Nice, good conversation, guys. Any other questions or comments?
Fish that big, where are you fishing?
Alaska.
Okay.
Yeah, very tough to find big fish in lakes now, eh?
Yeah. The fun is just getting out there and doing it.
That's right. Switch legs. Yeah, it's even fun when you don't catch anything.
Absolutely.
All right, gang, you can relax there. I'm going to invite you to take in a deep breath with me. Have your hands wherever feels most comfortable for you. But we're going to breathe in. Ready? Breathe in. And exhale slowly. And again, breathe in. Exhale slowly. And shake out your hands, roll your shoulders back. All right. Fantastic work today, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And hoping to
Thank
see
you,
you all
Jill.
next week too.
Have a good
you
weekend.
Tuesday.
Have a
Bye,
good
gang.